Ainsley, we're going to live forever.
Yeah, we are.
A-okay. Thanks so much. Well, just 5 days from now, every single American is going to get hit with 5 new taxes to pay for Obamacare. And here are just a few examples of them. Small business owners and some families will see a new 3.8% tax on individual investment income. This while they'll also see an additional Medicare payroll tax. And for the first time ever, the government is now capping how much money you can put in your flexible spending account. But there is still time to save money on your taxes. We're joined this morning by CPA and tax attorney Marty Davidoff with some tips for your taxes. Good morning. You say that first you need to decide if you want to try to reduce your taxes now or in 2013. How do you decide that?
Well, you have to run the numbers. You have to see, are you in the alternative minimum tax rate? Are you, and you have to really run your numbers and look at your 2012 versus your 2013. You may be in a higher bracket in 2013 and want to take those deductions in 2013 rather than 2012.
Okay, and there are some deductions you can take this year if you do want to reduce your 2012 taxes. Yes. You say prepay state income taxes.
Yes, if you pay the state income taxes that may be due next April 15th, maybe you had a large capital gains, maybe you sold something, you can do that. But one of the things you have to keep in mind in doing all this is you have to figure out the alternative minimum tax. There are 2 systems of taxation here in America. The alternative minimum tax is a separate one that you have to compute, and that tax system doesn't allow you to deduct state and local income taxes, doesn't allow you to deduct real estate taxes, doesn't allow you to deduct miscellaneous business expenses as an employee. So you really have to run the numbers both ways. And for 2012, unfortunately, Congress hasn't even finished writing the 2012 laws, let alone this fiscal cliff. There are going to be over 30 million people impacted unless they do something called the AMT patch. The AMT patch is something where last year in 2011 they gave you approximately $75,000 as an exemption, but the law goes back to $45,000, and all these people, what the IRS is saying is that refunds are going to be delayed 2 months if the IRS doesn't, if Congress doesn't act to change this.
Well, they're going to have to do something about it, but I can't even begin to think about how difficult it is to determine what your taxes might be this year versus next year when we don't even know all the regulations yet. Let's move on to this this tip, and this is a really good one. Prepay your mortgage for January and pay it now before the end of the year.
Right. If you pay the January 1 mortgage, that's really December interest that has been computed. So you could prepay the mortgage this year. Pay it early enough so it gets on the Form 1098, but even if it doesn't, you can still deduct it as long as you write that check and mail it before the end of the year.
Okay, increase your charitable deductions in 2012.
If you want to, reduce, you increase your charitable deductions. If you don't know who to give to, you can open up a donor-advised fund, like through the Fidelity Charitable Gift Fund, and do something like that.
Okay, and finally, accelerate business expenses that are tax deductible this year.
This year, you could pay employee bonuses, prepay your rent, prepaid other expenses that you have around there, set up a retirement plan before year end. There's lots you can do on a business end if you want to do it, but you have to keep in mind, though in the beginning you said 3.8% more on investment income, 0.9% more on earnings, so you have to weigh the 2 years, and if you're in the AMT, that's a lower tax rate.
All right, so a lot of people are going to be on the phone with folks like you. Marty, thanks a lot. Keep you in business for years and years to come. Thank you.
So